Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm going to try to get a layout done. I made another coffee because it was that kind of day that I needed cup coffee number 2. I always put whipping cream on top. So this is a recent photo. It was 2 days ago. On Sunday, so 2 days ago. So today is August 4th, so on August 2nd. And I thought I would do a layout of this. I'm not going to need this. It says Bon Voyage. I don't need that. So let's separate everything here. And this page kit was made a long time ago, probably like 6 or 7 months ago. So I don't have a lot of stuff that I like to use as my foundation. There's no viewfinders in here. I grabbed some labels. I should have grabbed some viewfinders. Let me grab some viewfinders or some circles. Maybe some circles. I haven't used circles in a long time. So I'm going to grab some circles. I don't even know what color circles. Let's look for brown circles. There's some brown circles. And these are, if my memory serves me correctly, I don't think that's the 2-inch one, is it? No. Is it? It is. Those are 2-inch circles. So I am going to need to cut this down so I can get to them. And then I'll use my punch and punch them out. These are great for an embellishment, like the embellishment foundation, or you can use them for journaling too. So I'm going to punch to them because I think I'm going to use them as embellishment foundations. And should I get, what other color? Like on this, I have a little bit of orange in there. So maybe an orange one, or maybe an orange journaling card. Maybe I can do that. Or I have some journaling grid paper here in orange, so I can do that. Let me see if I can find still looking. That's my viewfinders. I just love the look of the viewfinders. Let me bring some of that in because maybe I can use the other ones, the circle ones, for, I don't know, a date, to put a date on it or something like that. So I'm going to punch these out. Again, this one I'm going to have to cut a little closer so that my punch can reach in. Still a little closer. I found with these punches, like, you have to be able to get in really close in order to make it. Okay, so I said that this was quite the attempts to get a page done. Now, the page before this, you still got a page, but it was very choppy. On Friday, I came upstairs. I was like, I'm going to do a layout before we go away for the weekend. I got like 10 minutes into the page and we lost power. And it never came back. So we went on our weekend and came back. And this morning I'm like, okay, well, now I'm going to finish that layout, which was kind of weird for me because usually if I start a layout, I don't walk away until it's all done. Like, I usually try to finish a layout. And so I start the layout And when I finished, I go to hit stop. And my phone had shut off. My phone was full. It's like, seriously? So I just did, I think there was like 10 minutes of process of me actually putting the page together. And then, oh, that's nice. I don't know what was dirty, but it just got my cardstock all dirty. Must be my trimmer. So we'll flip it the other way. And my other trimmer, the one I usually use, is in the trailer because I brought my stuff with me, and I think that got cut off. I tried to bring it with me. No, I did bring it with me to make some of these while I was away, which I ended up doing quite a bit. I think I brought a bag of 1,000, and there's only a few hundreds left that needs to be done. But I needed a break. It's really hard on the arm after a while to do those. But I got quite a bit done. Oh, this is cut super crooked. So we're going to take that off. We're going to fix that. And then we'll glue it back on. And then I'll have a little spot for my journaling. Didn't know if I wanted to use that, but it says author title. So I think I want to keep that for like when I'm doing a layout on books, maybe. Let me see. Let me grab some of these other patterns and see if I need to cut any more or if I want to use stuff in the size that it's in. I love using stuff in the way it's, you know, ends up being. Kind of like that. Okay. And I won't have to cut anymore, so I can get rid of this huge trimmer. I love that trimmer, but it's it's great if you're working on a big project and you need to cut a lot of stuff. But for YouTube videos, I find like it's in the way. It's so much in the way. Well, see, now I want to cut this down a little bit. So I'll just cut it over here. I just don't want it to go right across the layout. And I crooked it. And I cut it crooked again. Do I want to use that side or this side? Let me see. I think I like the darker side. I didn't even know it had a darker side, which I like a lot. Okay, so we got that. Then we got this. I think I have more of that pattern. I don't know. I just want to put on one side like that, or move it somewhere else. Okay, let's see what we have for embellishments. I think I better put my fan on. I have to take a drink. So in the video, okay, I'm going to try this one more time, but to tell you the truth, I'm just about ready to throw in the towel and just scrapbook another day. Every single time I start, I get disrupted. So I'm like, I'm just almost over it right now. with the camera stopping. So then what I had to do was just record, you know, live kind of thing, and just talk about what I did on the layout. Although I had spent, 35 minutes talking to myself, which, you know what? Yes, I feel like I'm talking to myself all the time, but at least I know that eventually somebody's going to be listening, and then, you can chat in the comments. But this literally just talking and then nothing was recording feels a little bit like a little bit of a waste of time. Oh, what a day. It's going to be that kind of a day. That's why I'm like, oh, I don't know. I think I might just be almost ready to throw in the towel and say, you know what? Let's try this another day. Let's try this another day and see if I have better luck another day. Okay, so I'm going to use these viewfinders. I'm going to put one here. I'll put a little title right here, I think. This, like I said, it was this weekend. I've talked so much, but I feel like none of it was recorded, so I'm not even sure what I've said that was recorded and what wasn't. So, but this past weekend we went tubing. We thought it was going to be like a 2-hour thing. It ended up being 5 hours. It was still fun. It was ridiculously long though. And I don't know if you can tell, but I got quite the tan. My legs are the only thing that burnt a little bit, but that was 2 days ago, and already today it's not burnt. It's just really dark now. And for whatever reason, my skin, it's always done that. I just get really dark. Like I was surprised even that my skin, like it was red, because usually it doesn't. But I have to say, my legs probably haven't seen the sun. I mean, like sitting down, like I'm not a sun worshiper, like I don't sit down in the sun and just enjoy the rays. I've never been like that. I find it too hot. Like I can't do it. But my native blood or descendant or whatever makes it so that I get really dark if I go in the sun. And it's funny because my mom has 10, like they're 10 in their family. All her brothers and sisters have like pitch black hair and dark skin. Like even in the winter. Like totally, they look like they're tanned all year round, which I'm so jealous. And my mom, who was the baby, she is white, and she had brown hair. She was the only one that had brown hair. So, but I got even when Mason was born, we took a picture like 3 generations. It was my mom, Jess, or 4 generations, I guess. Me, my mom, Jess, and then Mason. And I mean, he was born on February 1st, so it's not as if I had a tan. But compared to my mom and Jess, I'm like quite a bit like darker shade than they are, which I love. I wish I could keep this shade all the time, but usually just our walks, I get a nice tan. Okay, maybe I can, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. We'll glue everything down and then we'll start with the embellishments. And I hope I can get this page done without any more interruptions. That would be amazing. Now see, now I've cut this down and I'm like, oh, should I cut it down? Oh yes, I'll just do this. So then it covers that awkward space right there. Just wondering if I should turn this into a banner. That would be a huge banner, but I think that would look cool. Okay, let's ink. I don't think I inked the edges of this already. So the ink I'm using is Gathered Twigs. That is one of my favorites. One of my favorites. And while I'm doing that, I'm thinking, do I want to turn this into a banner or not? Okay, so while I'm doing this too, I'm going to talk about of course, can we ever do something that it doesn't turn into some kind of adventure or something, you know, happens ever? We are just, you know, life must know that I have a YouTube channel and I need stories. You know, keep the stories coming. I got to have the stories or it's just not going to do. It's just not going to be good enough. I need stories. I need stories. So we went camping in Fredericton, which is our province capital. It's really pretty and it has a national park, which is beautiful. It's called Mactaquac, which when our kids were young, we used to go there every summer and we'd spend 2 weeks. Like we would camp there for 2 weeks. I'm not going to make a banner. I'm just going to leave it. We would go there every summer and we would stay for 2 weeks with, you know, our friends at the time. Not that we're not friends anymore. We just don't hang out anymore. I found like my kids stayed kids, if that makes sense, for a whole lot longer than theirs because their kids were 2 years apart. My kids, between the youngest and the oldest, were 12 years apart. So all of a sudden, we weren't doing the same things anymore. Like we were still kid oriented and they were doing adult stuff. You know, they started vacationing alone years ago and we didn't. We kept, you know, because I mean, even though I had a 20-year-old, I still had a 14-year-old and then I had a 26-year-old. So I had quite, like we had, basically when I got pregnant the last time, the doctor told me, he's like, it's like you have three different families. And that's exactly how it felt. Like we just felt like, you know, we always had young kids all the time. I don't know what to do with this. So I guess we just kind of grew apart. I mean, about a year and a half ago, we got together again. And it was like time never moved. And that's the thing with good friends, right? When you do get together, it's like you never were apart. But we're just in different phases in our lives. Josh is 20 now, so, but we still we still do everything with our kids. We had our first vacation planned without our kids ever, and it got canceled. It's like, you know what? It's just not meant to be. And even when we were looking at travel trailers, we start looking last year, and we were looking at way smaller than what we got, like way smaller. You know, Sleep's 3, because I'm like, you know what? As long as we can bring Mason, I'm good. And our kids were a little offended. Well, what do you mean? Like, you went camping 5 times, and out of the 5 times, there was like 3 or 4 times that you had 10 or more people that went with you. So what do you mean you want a smaller trailer? So we went with a bigger trailer. It's true. Our kids still come with us. Not that they all come at the same time. Like the first camping that we did, we had our oldest and our middle child. Then the second campground that we went, we had our youngest son. He came for one night. And then when we went to the beach, my youngest daughter, she's the most homebody one, I think. She would follow us if she could. Like if it wasn't because of her job, she would follow us every camping. She came to, because it was so close, she's like, oh, I'm going to take the dogs and we can go for a walk along the beach. So she brought the dogs and we went for a walk. And then this weekend, her and her husband came. So it was them, us, and Mason. Mason seems to be the common denominator. And this weekend, I think my oldest daughter's coming with Mason where we're camping. It's called St. Andrews by the Sea. It's supposed to be beautiful. My husband was talking to the people that was camping next to us, and they had just been to St. Andrews, and they said, oh, you're gonna love it. It's so beautiful. So I'm looking forward to that. So we were supposed to leave on, and I think I mentioned that in the last video, but it got cut off. We were supposed to leave on Thursday this week, but I decided to only leave on Friday because I decided that Scrapathon 6 is going to be in September. So I need to get my act on and get this going. So this week, I'm going to make a bunch of YouTube videos to get ahead, and I'm going to start Scrapathon. I'm going to start filming for that, and it is going to be available at the end of August. I think when I figured it out, I think it's around the 24th that it's going to be available. Because I usually have it available about a week before so that you can get ready along with me. So I'll have the first, I don't know, it's usually 6 or 7 videos. So all the prep videos and everything is going to be ready then. I kind of like this little camera. I want to use it. So I shortened our vacation, and then we were going to go again to where we were this weekend for 2 weeks at the end of August. And I changed it. We're still going camping, but we're going to the beach which is really close to my house with my friends. And we actually were able to get the campsite right next to them because they're in the place where it's all people that stay there all year round. But the person that was there left. They went, I don't know if they just got another campsite or I'm not sure what really happened. But anyway, the campsite is open next to them. So I called and I said, can we have that campsite? They want us to be right next to them because we're going to be there for like 10 days or something. So we got that. So that way I'm literally 8 minutes from home, which sounds kind of silly, you know, to be camping that close from home, but it still feels like you're vacationing. I said to my husband, I said, I feel like we're at a resort or something. Like it just totally felt different, which I absolutely love. So then during the day, I'll come home probably at 7 or 8 in the morning, and then I'll stay here till noon. And then I can go back and then enjoy the beach. And then on the weekend, I don't know if I'll come home during the weekend. I'll probably just enjoy the beach on the weekend. But then during the week, I can actually get some work done and get some videos done and all that for YouTube. So that was a good compromise, right? I still get to enjoy, because our summers are so short where we are. Although this year it started getting warm really early, but we didn't have our trailer and the campsites weren't open because of everything that's going on. So so next year I'm sure we'll start a little earlier, and by then I'm hoping that I will be doing this full time, like my YouTube and our digital prints. You know, like right now we have over 28 different die cuts that are available digitally, and you just can print them and use them over and over again. So we'll have that, and I'm going to start Patreon in September. That's another thing I have to work on in August. I have basically all the logistics done. I want to work on it before I make it available and stuff. So doing that. And then we're also have a 3D printer, so we've been doing that also. So it's been really busy. I have not been twiddling my thumbs, let me just say. So at the end of this video, I'm going to put, it's only like a 20-second video. It's not very long, but my daughter took a video of Rufio giving me some love. So that's going to be the title of this page. Yeah, Rufio love. Because, oh my goodness, it is hilarious. And she was quite a ways from me. So hopefully you can still kind of hear. I want to use this, but I don't know how. I want to use this so bad. Use it as a little arrow thing. I'm going to put it there and see. I want to add more stuff. So this week, what's going to be available is the arrows like this, but only like all with words, and then in one direction and also the other directions. Because when I used them at one point, I was like, oh wait, all the arrows are facing this way. What if I want one facing this way? And then Maura, the video before, she left a message and I'm like, great minds think alike, because I just said that. When you watch the next video, you'll see that I said that. I need arrows going the other way. So great minds, you know, scrapbooking minds, right? We all are thinking the same way. And it's funny because my son will do something and then he's like, Mom, and I'm like, nope, you got to do this. And he's like, but I don't see the difference. Like when I asked them for a whole sheet of brown, and he was like, but you got some brown on that, Mom. Like, yeah, but we don't have all the shades of brown. And he was like, and? No, you don't get it. We need all the shades. We need the shades because we're scrapbookers, and we need to make sure that we have the different shades. I want to use this, but I think that's where I'm going to put maybe, let me see. Can I put both? Let me put that underneath. And this. Maybe. That might be pushing it, but I'm going to leave it there and see. I think I need another dark one. I can put a light one in the middle. Okay. Just dawned on me that maybe I should be checking to make sure that it's recording, because that's kind of my luck today, right? It is not my lucky day. So we went tubing. We thought it was going to be a 2-hour thing. Ended up being 5 hours. Like, it was so long. The river was barely moving. So it's a good thing we got one with paddles. They're called tube trackers, so it comes with paddles. And another video, I have a picture of just me on the tube, and my daughter also took a video of me because she couldn't stop laughing. And so I'll insert that video too. I didn't know she was filming. It's when we first got on. It was hilarious. But if you didn't paddle, you would have stayed in your, like, where you were. You weren't moving. So at first we had a cooler tube, and we had the cooler in there, and we had tied all 4 tubes off the cooler tube. Well, it was taking forever to get anywhere because it was kind of going against ourselves when we were trying to pull. So eventually, we weren't in a rush. So, but at one point we're like, okay, we're done. We want to get where we want to get to, like where we have to. And I don't think I'm going to use that. So then we all separated, and then we went the rest of the way. But before I was actually paddling, I had Rufio with me. And that little puppy, him and I have quite the relationship. He adores me. He's just so cute. So anyway, he was showing me some love. So I'll insert that video. He's adorable. There we go. And then I'll put these arrows. And of course, I don't have a big one to face the other way yet. My son is actually working on that right now. They'll be available this week. And so I think I'll just use like a regular arrow for the other one. And I want to use some of my flare buttons. And one thing I have discovered, I mean, I'll put them up for sale and I'll leave it to you guys. For Canadians, it'll be way cheaper to ship because I can put them, they're called slot boxes, and I can put them in an envelope. So I think up to 100 grams, I think it's $1.94 shipping, which is like really reasonable, right? But with the other one, I think, well, depending where it is too, But to buy just one set of flares would totally not be worth it for the shipping. But I'll put them up, and I'll put them up as a pre-order. That way, you know, I don't want to do a gazillion of them and then I don't, you know, they don't sell. So I'll just do a pre-order because the shipping is cheaper through where the new place I found, but I have to get it there and it's another $8. But if I have more than one package, I can glue them or attach them together. So and I'm going to call them and see if I can, you know, put it in a big box maybe, and then they can open the box when they get there, and then I'll just pay like one shipping to get it there, because that's an additional shipping. It's crazy. Shipping is so crazy. Let me know, is shipping crazy in like your area? Like, holy moly. I'm trying to find, you know, the cheapest way possible, because shipping is not fun to pay for. But I'll give you an example. I just sold a 2-inch donut mold, 3D mold. And last week I sold one to a lady in Quebec. It cost me $10 to ship it. That's fine. Like, you know, the shipping, I think it's $15.99. I don't have a choice, because then I have to again pay the $7.58 to get it. So I ended up losing like $1. This week I sold the exact same thing. Actually, it weighed less, to a lady in Ontario, which is just the next province over from Quebec. The first shipping is $16. And then I still have to pay the 7 something. So that order I made $0. Zero. And it's hard to say how much everything is going to be. But anyway, it's just, but then that's the last week I sent an order to the States and it was $8. So I don't get it. I don't get why shipping is all over the place like that. I just don't get it. And that's why we're kind of going into it like a little slowly, because, you know, I just want to charge what shipping is, but I don't want to lose money either, right? Because this last package, unless I get another order and I can send 2 packages in that one, I'm out money. And I have to send her a package. She paid for it, because now I have to pay another $8. So it's like 23 something. And after all the Etsy charges and everything, they deposited $24 in my account. So I made 50 cents. So I didn't even pay for the cost to print that 3D, which is what it is. It's not always like that, but for that one in specifically, I don't understand why I did that. Why it's so much when it's just one province over. I don't get it. Okay, I'm going to put Yay Rufio Love. Now, oh, there they are. I think I'm going to use the white, this one here. It's kind of a peachy orange. I keep checking to make sure that I'm recording. Okay. going to cut these separately. I need to make time and cut these out. I say that every time, don't I? You know what needs to happen? There needs to be more than 24 hours in a day. Now that'll fix my problem. Or that I don't need as much sleep. That would be great too. If I didn't need as much sleep, then I could get more stuff done. Rufio, love. Okay, there's some L's down here, so I'll just start on this. So these are some tiny letters that are available digitally, and you can print them over and over again. I printed them on some sticker paper, but you could print them on cardstock and just cut them out. And then I showed in one of my videos, you can use some double-sided tape. Just cut them into strips, and then you turn them into stickers. Or somebody else mentioned that you could use your Xyron machine and turn them into stickers too. The reason I love the score tape is because it has like a peel off thing. So then you can just leave them like that and you don't have to worry about them sticking on to other stuff. So the last page I did, one good thing came out of it. I did my journaling right away. And I think as soon as I'm done this, I'm going to do my journaling. Oh, that's another thing that I talked in that video, and that was all poof, gone. I am almost done reorganizing that side of the room. I, demolished everything that was there. It was all older, like containers and stuff that I had in my old craft room, in my old room that I had for like 15 plus years. It did its job, but I wanted to get a calyx. So one night last week, we built the calyx. And then on Friday, I was able to pretty much put everything back in. It's not perfect yet. My desk is pretty near all clear. I didn't want to start first thing with that today because I wanted to make sure that I got some layouts done. Again, only so many hours in the day, so. But I think while I'm uploading my videos to my computer, I'll bring that upstairs so I can get something else done. And I think I'm going to spend another maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes to keep organizing. Then the next thing I want to work on is my journaling on my layouts. I have so many layouts that need journaling. And I know, like every year I say, okay, I'm just going to journal on the page when I make the page. I don't know why. I don't know why that does not work for me. I like to sit down and journal a whole bunch at once. The problem is I don't make it a priority. I don't make it so that, I do it consistently. So I need to do it more consistently. And then what I have to do is, like today, I did the page that I did. I ended up doing the journaling right away. And then this page here, I think I'm going to try and do the journaling right away. I think I'd like to put the date. Did I use the, okay. So I have them in these file things, and I got them all divided. I have my white text letters and white text numbers. The thing is, I don't think I printed every single file, which I need to do. I need to do that. Maybe this I can do it with brown instead, just to have a different tone. So let me see if I printed the letters in the dark brown. Let me see. I'm gonna have to sit down one day. At first I was printing everything, like every single file. And then I ran out of sticker paper because there was a lot of files. Is that brown? No, that's red, deep red. So then I just printed a bit so that I could at least show what it looks like. So all I have is the light brown. I think that'll be okay. I'll do July. No, this was August. See? This was August. August 2020. Let's glue this down before I lose this, because I'm very prone to lose stuff like that. It gets stuck to my ATG gun. All kinds of stuff happens that, oh, I threw the letter away. Well, that was bright. I kept the backing and threw the letter away. Okay, so Rufio Love. Now, once I'm done this, I guess before I start on my room, I didn't want to start with housework this morning, because if it gets too late, then it's like, oh, it's so hot up here that I don't end up staying because it's too hot. So I actually started with coming up here, but now I'm gonna have to go put the dishes away that's in the dishwasher, and then put away the breakfast dishes and all that. And then I'll come up here and work on cleaning up or finish organizing. I don't know. I don't know if I can do a third layout just because of how today went. It was a little disheartening to put in all that work and then there's a little bit of real-time footage, but not much. Not much. Okay. So you'll be seeing this on Wednesday, August 5th. So I need to do another layout for Friday, because I don't want to get into the same situation and something happens, like you lose power. Okay, Roof You Love. Now, let me cut a little bit out and see if it stands out enough. Oh yeah, it stands out. Okay, losing my voice. I'm not going to spell all of August, like I'm just going to do AUG and then 2020. AUG 2020. And then I'll get some enamel dots. This page is going to be done. I love that I'm scrapping some recent stuff. I hope you don't mind that these are all real time. It's just been a time, like a game changer for me, because you would think, oh, well, you know, it's just a voiceover and it's like 10-20 minutes, but it's to find that 10-20 minutes. This way, when I'm done the video, I just have to, I still have to edit, because as you saw, you know, I said, oh, I lost my voice. Well, I had to stop, and then you have to edit out like the coughing and, you know, whatever. The phone rings. There's still some editing to do, but it's no voiceover, because I do the talking while I'm filming. So it does save me a whole bunch of time. And that way I'm able to get some layouts out. Okay. And I'll just do August, and then I can glue these down. Obviously, these would be so much more fun or less work if I had them all cut out with my brother Scan and Cut. But it's not unusable. It just takes a little bit of time. And you know, we do scrapbooking to relax. So sometimes, right, we're under crunch for time. But most of the time, we do this to kind of take away the stress. So even if I have to cut a little bit, and I don't find it too bad to get the sticker away from the back. It's not too bad. Maybe once life goes back to normal, like we are not camping so much and I'm home more, I'll spend some time cutting these, you know, doing them on my brother's Scan and Cut. And I like that font. I gotta look at getting other fonts too. Like I just bought the commercial license for one font. So I gotta get some other fonts just to have a variety of letter stickers. August 2020. Like I said, I'm going to take the 5 minutes and I'm going to do the journal right away. I'm actually sitting down on my chair right now, so that kind of helps. I try to do one layout. I've had a lot of questions about this, like, why don't you have a desk that you can sit down all the time? My back is kind of funny because some days sitting down is a killer. Like my back is just killing me from sitting down. And other days, like I do so much standing up, so many layouts standing up. And then I have to do layouts sitting down. I got to do a little bit of both. I went for a massage. When was that? Last week or the week before? And she was like, oh my goodness, your back is, she said, actually not just your back, like everything is a mess. your body is a mess. I was like, thanks. But, oh, it felt so good to get a massage, which the last time, what are we, July? I think it was at the beginning of June, and then I went at the end of July, like July 24th. And the next one is August 11th. So it's closer together, so it should help that it's closer together. So I'm hoping that it'll help my back. So I'm just sitting, chilling, and doing some layouts. I think I want to put, do I want to put some splatters on this? You know, sometime I'm all about the splatters. I'm just splattering everything, and then all of a sudden I just stop and I don't put any splatters, and then once I start again, then I do splatters a whole bunch. So my last layout, I did splatters. So I'm going to do splatters again. So this is fun because this was a, what did I do with this? I didn't finish this. This was a page kit that I had put together a long time ago. Long time ago. I'd say it must be close to a year. And then I ended up putting a whole bunch of other page kits together because I was getting low. But then I didn't pay attention whether I was picking from, you know, the older page kits or the newer. So now I'm going to the bottom of the pile and making sure that I'm using the older stuff. But actually another thing I should do is I should check and see how many page kits I have left, because I've been making quite a few pages and using some page kits. So, and see, I'm going to put my little flare right there. There's kind of an awkward area right there. I'm going to have to put some more glue dots because they got paper on them, so they're not sticking anymore. I don't know. There's glue all over the place here. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, let's just do this. There. So that's done. I got my enamel dots. Just clean up a little bit. This is my cleaning, okay? Okay, it's clean. I'll have to clean up the rest after. That'll be part of my cleanup, just getting my desk area all cleaned up. Okay, I didn't end up using that circle. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit, not too much, just a tad, just to add some interest to the page. Oh, Mason is starting hockey today, hockey camp. And my youngest daughter, so his aunt and him, stopped in. They were going to the beach, and they stopped in because he had to try his hockey equipment on. Nothing fits, nothing. And he just finished hockey in March, April, May, June, July, August, 5 months. The kid is, I don't know, he grows way too fast. Nothing fits. So before hockey, my husband's going to have to go with him and buy all new hockey equipment. Yeah. So this, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is my daughter's dog. His name is Rufio. He's a Chihuahua. Both his parents weighed 4 pounds. He weighs almost 9 pounds. He's not big. I mean, he's got a little life jacket on there. Isn't he cute with the life jacket? But he's tall, like his legs are like this tall. He's tall and like super skinny and super affectionate. So don't forget, stay tuned for the videos, the little video of me and Rufio. So that's it. I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to do my journaling, and I'll take pictures of this so I can put it at the end of the video. So I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Kiss my neck. I'm trying to show you what I want.
Please show me, silly doggy.